Have you ever tried to talk somebody out of the baby name they were choosing? And if so, like, what's the story? What was the name? What was the reason? I always say 99% of the time the appropriate thing to do when somebody shares a name with you is put on that happy face and be like, I am so excited for you that you chose a name. I cannot wait to meet baby blank. You don't have to lie. You can say you are excited that they chose a name. You can't wait to meet that baby. You don't have to say you loved it, but I don't think usually you should say anything negative unless there's somebody who's like genuinely asking you for feedback. I think a lot of times what happens is people are like, oh my gosh, like, what do you think? But they don't mean what do you think? They just mean like, be excited with me because I'm excited. But there are always exceptions, and I want to hear what your exception was, or if you just don't follow that rule and you're like, I try to talk everyone out of their baby's names, you can tell me that too. I've only ever had to do this once, like in my professional setting working with a name consultation client, and they told me, like, we're so excited, we chose a first name, here are the two middle names we're considering, and that's where I had to talk them out of it. So the first name was Freya, and then one of the middle names they were considering was Genevieve. So it's gonna be Freya Genevieve. Gorgeous, love that. But then their last name starts with the letter A, and something I learned early on doing name consultations is when you're doing monograms, like in the South, the Southern girls like love monograms, it goes first initial, last initial, middle initial, not first, middle, last. And I didn't know that, and I told that to them. I was like, on the off chance if she grows up and goes to the college in the South, that's what her monogram would be like first, last, middle. So Freya, last name starting with an A, Genevieve. I also said like she might grow up and never once in her life even consider a monogram, care about a monogram. I've never cared about my monogram, but there's like that small chance that she is going to care deeply, and in that case it's better just to consider those things.